Hello, this is the Collective Cogs. I'm Tim, and this is Chris Adamczyk. Just can't hold it in, can you? Well, while he is trying to, fix busting his gut, I will get on the intro for this. This video is going to be about our personal 5 ways of writing. Our different ideas.
Yep, writing 101.
Well, from our view, you don't have to do this, but for us, it generally works out really well. Our first idea is, first lesson is to just get an idea.
Get an idea.
Although that may seem hard, for some people, they just maybe lack the creative juices. All it takes is either an image or a thought, maybe a dream, like Chris. He has a lot of his stories are based on dreams. Or listening to something on the radio, or with your iPod, music. Something that's inspiring, something that you love to watch or see or look at. It could be anything, and it has to entice one of the 5 senses, and then you'll get your idea. Along with a lot of the things that I write, I listen to music a lot. That inspires me to write a lot. With Chris, it's his dreams.
I get dreams.
So.
I just go to sleep. I wake up. Whoa, that could be something.
Well, maybe not as dramatic as that, but you get the point. So our second.
Sometimes it is as dramatic as that.
Lesson.
Yeah, sometimes it is.
What do you say?
It's as dramatic as that. I wake up and I'm like,
but not for everybody else that's watching right now.
no.
So you're just making this really awkward.
Anyways, number 2, make an outline. You can't just expect
to write, initially write, just everything out on a page.
This is not, what's it called?
This is not an exact science.
This is not, what's that painting called?
You can't...
Contemporary art?
I don't know why you're going with painting, but...
You know the contemporary art where they just throw stuff on a canvas?
Oh, where they splash it all over?
Yeah. That's not what this is. This is not just throwing stuff down because it'll look bad.
What he's trying to say, I'll give you the simplified version. What he is trying to say, or trying to get across to you, may not be working, is that you can't expect to have an idea and then write it down on the page. I myself, if you can, that's great for you. You already have a head start from most of us, or at least myself and Chris. We need a buffer system. We need to be able to get it onto the page, but not the exact writing from what comes out of our heads. We need to have an outline. So an outline basically is a couple of pieces of paper. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be, the exact story that you want, but it helps generalize your ideas and is able to put them down on a piece of paper without you freaking out about having writer's block or not being able to write down your ideas. Just say for a couple of columns, like setting, characters, themes, all these sort of different ideas that are going through your head right now, but you can't really sort of connect them into a story. You have to just kind of splay them on a piece of paper. Just put them out there. It doesn't have to look neat. Doesn't have to look fancy.
That way you actually have something to go by. Build your story
exactly.
out.
And you'll feel better. You'll have more confidence about writing, and you'll have a sense of direction where you want to take this story. Because you'll think one thing in your head, and it'll come out different when you type it. Now I know that might sound weird, but for a lot of my stories, and I don't know about Chris's, that thinking one thing and doing something out loud or typing it out loud or whatever. Is completely different. It's 2 different acts. So it might change your idea when you're actually on the keyboard typing it. So that happens to me a lot. So that way, if it's not the right type of, sort of points that you're putting on your outline, you can change it later. You can edit it or whatever.
Yeah.
But for now,
It's
you at least
nothing that's
have a
set in
piece of
stone,
paper
it's
that you
just-
can work in.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like clay. You can
Yeah.
mold it to whatever you'd like.
Just so you have something written down that you can go off of, back and forth.
Basically.
So,
Basically.
yeah.
So.
Number 3.
Number 3 is have somebody to come over and read your outline. Now, I know that might seem a little odd at first, and you'll be like, why don't I just start writing? Well, have someone else maybe
get some
edit your
feedback.
outline. Yeah,
Yeah.
get some feedback before you start writing.
Talk it over.
Maybe they'll have a certain idea that you can combine with your
bounce
own
off of it.
story. Yeah, bounce off of it.
They may realize that we have one thing in your story that's completely stupid,
Yeah.
and it'll save you from
Yeah.
looking like a jerk.
Yeah.
That could happen too.
Yeah. But, you know,
But
even if you don't like their ideas or what they
Exactly.
have to say or their criticisms, you don't have to go with what they say.
Yeah.
But it's just another voice. It's just another opinion, another perspective.
Yeah.
You know, and you can roll with that, or not, and you know, it'll just help you give you more options. That's what you want with writing. It's about more options. It doesn't. Writing's not about, you know, centered focus. You know, I'm going to do this exact thing because, you know, the guy on the radio tells me to. It's not like that at all. Writing shouldn't be like that at all. Writing should be freelance, just fun-filled, you know, excitement of just about, you know, pasting down whatever you type. You know, it can make, you know, no sense at all, just babble. But, you know, it's your babble. It's what you put out there. So, you know, just having another's perspective may strengthen it. You know, or if it weakens it, don't use it at all. But it's just another option for you. It's just another way to expand your horizons, and that's what you want to do as a writer. You don't want to lock yourself in a cage.
Yeah, you don't want to be so narrow.
You don't want to set yourself up in a trap.
So.
So that usually helps for us. A lot of people probably don't do that as amateur writers, but we found that it helps for us because I co-produce for all of his stories that he's made. And some of them have turned out fantastic. And Chris hasn't always used my ideas in his writings. He hasn't always taken a liking to my ideas, and that's fine.
And other ideas, I love that he has. He's strengthened so many things, and other things I just want to keep the same. So
Yeah.
You know, it's a balance.
Exactly.
It's just that I'm getting an idea of where my stories will go. So it helps me a whole lot.
Yeah, exactly.
So, it's really to your benefit to get some feedback on your ideas. So, yeah. That was
Lesson 4 is actually
You can count.
getting down to, yes, you can count, is actually getting
And then we're
down
going to go up
to
to
writing.
5, though. So, that's why we'll do it 5 steps.
Yes, 5 steps. But I'm trying to talk about 4 now, and you're just not helping my case.
Anyways, number 4.
Back to 4.
Start writing.
Yes, actually writing. Now this may terrify people, or this may be the easiest part of the process. For me, it's sort of an in-between. A lot of people that I know who do creative writing, have a hard time because when you bring up that Word document, you're looking at a blank piece of paper, and you're like, well, oh crap, I don't know how to start. You know, how am I gonna start this off? I want it to sound, you know, that exact sort of saying or that exact point. You know, and it's okay if it doesn't sound, you know, what it sounds like in your mind. It's okay if it doesn't, you know, have that exact feel as it would in your mind. That's why you have time and you put in effort to sort of polish out and smooth, rearrange, and structure your writing so it will, you know, get to that level where you're like, okay, bam, money shot. That is what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
That's you know, it's a process. It won't come instantaneously. And for the people that do have it come instantaneously, I am jealous. And let me know what you're taking. You know, because I want to get some of that juice. You know, what are your experiences for writing? Actually writing it out.
Yeah, you just pick a point to start. I like to start at the beginning and just write it all out. I know some people, it helps if sometimes they have a particular scene in mind that this whole story is revolved around. So they might start towards the middle, or wherever your main focus is, start there and just work before it, work after it, work in between it. You know, just just try to put something down. If you have a special, if you have something that helps you write, like for Tim, it's music. I know he loves music. Like if whatever gets you in that mood. For me, I just love writing, so I structure out time so that I have time to write.
This guy's a machine. He like pumps out so many different stories. It's insane that like if I had the willpower that this guy had for like getting as many stories out as possible, oh man, dude, we'd be making cash money right now. It'd be great.
But for all future references, stories, ebooks will only be 99 cents. But yeah, I know. But if you anything that sort of helps you write, if it's a cup of coffee, if it's sitting in your favorite chair, utilize it. Utilize it. Use
definitely.
it. Okay, that's how you're gonna get stuff flowing, and you're actually gonna be able to produce something. And finally,
well, lesson number 5 is have someone edit your work afterwards. You know, and this goes for whatever you're writing, whether it's a college essay or if it's stock option board report. Anything. Always have a second pair of eyes, at least one other pair of eyes to proof through. I proofed Chris's Wayward Odyssey. Or is it Westward? Sorry. Yeah. Westward Odyssey.
He caught a few things that I made mistakes or my wording was off a little bit, and he was like, "Hey, Chris, should fix that." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I should fix that." So it's good to have another pair of eyes looking at your work, because sometimes you know what you're trying to put down, but sometimes it doesn't always come out the right way. So it's good to have somebody to help you with that.
Yeah, and that's just not for editing. Like for spelling mistakes, if a sentence doesn't sound right, or if you feel that like the paragraph, what's happening in the paragraph just doesn't really flow well with the story, make a notice of it. Tell the author. Try to have a group or buddy system, because authors that try to go solo, aren't either very successful, or they're very arrogant and they think that they know it all and that they're on top of the world. But when you actually go through their pieces of work, because I've seen a lot of professional authors, they think of themselves as their own editor, and they don't let anybody else read their work because they feel like they're too entitled or whatever. They will have spelling mistakes, or they'll even have plot holes in their story arcs, and that's a big no-no. You want to stray away from that. Writing is a communal thing. It's sort of like a symbiotic relationship. You're presenting your ideas with somebody else, and vice versa. And at the end of the day, you'll come up with this nice, fine seed of an idea, and you let it nurture it. You nurture it. You let it grow, and it can turn into something pretty fantastic. So, yeah. Any other lessons today?
No, I think those 5 simple steps. Come up with an idea, outline it, get some feedback, write it, and then edit, and you should be golden. If you have any story ideas, let us know. Give us your feelings on our stuff that we've presented. Check out the website, and get back to us. We would really love to hear from you. And we hope in the future to make videos in reference to what you ask us or present to us. So we really want this to be the collective cogs, the everything. So
all different little small parts, but they all work in a finely tuned process, and that's what gets the machine going. That's what this channel's about. Is about having people come in, bring their ideas in, and then bring them to life on a piece of paper. So that everybody can enjoy them.
Well said. And that is Writing 101.